Do you have a face for a dark room? Do people tell you you're ugly? Have you ever looked in the mirror and it cracked? Have you ever been to the zoo and people throw peanuts and food at you? Well, let me tell you what. Why don't you check out Mark's Wrestling Masks on Facebook? That's MARC''S. Mark's Wrestling Masks on Facebook, because that's who keeps our ugly mugs covered too. Welcome to the Shiz Show with your hosts, Vader from Wish and NWO Machine and NWO Cat.
Bro.
Welcome.
Oh, hello.
Actually, welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. I know it's been,
I think
Sorry.
7 weeks. I don't recall when you signing the contract that you were getting a 7-week holiday bonus, but
I'm like Sid. It's hunting season. It's time to go. So.
Sid, you mean
Let Brock.
Brock.
Sid was softball.
So yeah. Which is actually super funny to see Sid playing softball. You just don't expect this big guy.
And he's apparently just we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
Apparently he just loves it.
Yeah. So let's we have a lot of, not a lot, but a lot of releases maybe.
Yeah, 21 is on this list.
It's 21 on the list, and like I don't really honestly think there's any. Yeah, you just showed me a picture of whatever his name is.
That would be a Quincy Elliott.
Oh yeah, Quincy.
The heck that is.
Okay, so seriously, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
He's gross.
He's horrible.
Yeah, but he's gross.
Yeah, but it was just a woke thing that they wanted, and it didn't go well. So
Goldust at least was, and to me, the Goldust character was way ahead of its time.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as he wasn't clean, I mean, because he was in that Attitude Era, he could play, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Like it was left to the imagination, where this Quincy isn't.
No.
And I don't like that.
No, I didn't. I never saw. I just saw like a little promo thing, and I just not. If I would have been watching NXT and he came on, I would just turn the channel.
Yeah, and I had turned the channel when he was on because it's. I hate to say it,
I'd
but
put it on PBS instead or something.
He's just gross.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, it's like seeing Bastion Booger. It's just in tights.
Yeah.
And whatever. He's not attractive person.
No.
You know, like if I'm gonna play a person like that, why not get like a Rick Rude-esque body?
Yeah.
And be like, everybody wants me.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, and maybe that, but
he's like that Gorlock the Destroyer thing that's all over the internet. Like
so. I just,
baddie.
I'm going to categorize him under no loss.
Under gross.
Yeah, under no loss. So that's how we're just chat about our first show back here. We're just kind of getting the feel of the saddle again.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, and I got to thank Cheryl Lady Death 1981 for stepping in and doing a great job.
Yeah, it was
we
a good
did
show,
our Razor Ramon shows, and
you got some new Razor Ramon ink.
I got some
really
new ink.
Nice.
Yeah, the Razor Ramon tattoo.
Yeah, that looks really good.
And of course, because I'm warped sense of humor, the blood drips. Like it's the Razor Ramon. It's based off his actual vest.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom of Ramon, it's got the NWO Scott Hall blood drips.
Yeah, right in your antecubital fossa. So when you go to give blood,
What the hell, Gorilla
they're gonna be
Monsoon?
like,
What the hell?
I was a nurse for 18
You
years.
totally
What
Gorilla
do you-
Monsoon us.
Yeah.
Right in the cranium and the solar
Well,
plexus.
that's what it's called. What were you going to call it?
The ditch.
The ditch. Okay.
In an
sure.
arm, they call it when they're doing the tattoo. They say it's in the ditch, but
Okay, well, it's
so it's where they take
ACF.
blood from.
Yeah.
In
Well,
that spot.
yeah.
So I
It's
actually,
a big pipe.
I had to go into for blood actually this morning.
It's funny because when I was a nurse starting IVs on, we always, especially like pre-surgeries, we always had to leave that one because that's like the bigger vein. Like that's the big pipe. So you want to leave that for an emergency. You don't want to blow it before. So if you're ever wondering why you go for an IV and they're going in your fingers and your wrists and everything, because they're trying to work their way up. And
It's monsters,
there you
vampires. Go. So the Razor Ramon tribute to Scott turned out really nice. Thanks to Buzzing About Tattoos, buddy of mine.
Yeah.
Did the great job. And so it's been back to Cheryl.
Yeah.
Stepped in, and it was nice to hear some stories of, other than me, let's say, who interacted with Scott and how nice he was with her. And
I thought you were replacing me. She did such a good job. I was like, I guess I'm done.
Cheryl, he's on to us. He's on to us, Cheryl. Yeah, you are not. You were irreplaceable. Yeah. No. It wasn't actually. If you weren't coming this week, I was done.
Yeah.
I was going to shut her down.
Oh no.
Yeah. I was.
Well, if I'm not on, you have no high tech equipment. I shelled out the $40 on Amazon on sale, and it actually worked. So.
I would have hung it on your mailbox thing, and that's
although I'd like to figure out how to do it on a laptop. I think we could do a lot more stuff.
Yeah,
I think it's more. I mean, this is good. I mean, it's kind of the shiz show version of a podcast setup. Like
it's like, and I complain a lot. It's a lot of editing on here.
Yeah.
That to do it on a phone and blah blah blah, and I don't know if it's maybe my phone needs upgrading.
I don't.
Like it could be because maybe the program's just too slow for what I want to do now.
More likely, yeah.
Yeah, then but
like I have a couple laptops I could borrow you.
Well, good. Well,
we could have an editing night. We can get
let's
popcorn
try.
and get in our pajamas.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll just sit around and
instead of Netflix and chill, it'll just be
it'll be shiz
edit
show.
and no chill.
Shiz and show. Yeah.
There'll be no chill.
And we'll record it. So people can see us actually struggling through it.
Well, I'd just be sitting there looking stupid going, I don't know. You're the media guy. I'm just...
I was just the guy behind a microphone, man. I was the bobbin head, as they said.
But by osmosis, you pick some stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
How many years were you doing that? Like, I'm sure you hear the odd thing go, and then it comes back.
Yeah,
to you, so.
Yeah. Actually, when I'm editing, I kind of think back to a friend of mine, Neil, who was... he's had his own business. He finally sold it, like an editing company, and he would tell me a couple things like, "Oh, okay, that's the trick there." Yeah, that's
very interesting.
So now back to these releases.
Right. Well, just before, I hope this chair doesn't. I'm sitting in a little wooden kitchen type chair, and I hooked my mic onto the good. That's another story because of this equipment, and of course I'm on the crappy chair. It's swaying right now. I can feel it. So if there's some commotion, it's me wiping out.
There's an earth-shattering kaboom.
Yeah.
It's gonna take.
Then I just got to crawl into work and then take a bump as I walk through the door, so I can.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I would not do that.
On the umpy.
Yeah. For the record, I would never do that.
So we're gonna play loss, no loss, and who we think could be next.
Okay.
Just for fun.
I'll read them out. Just give me one.
Yeah. So
of course, this list that I find is like there's pictures of all of them. And
that's okay. So we're gonna start with our entrance music here today. Riddle.
Yeah.
I think it's a loss for
a
WWE.
huge loss, but I was reading something that it was an expected loss because I guess he didn't leave UFC on the best of terms because he was failing the drug tests.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was something said between him and Dana White.
Well,
but
that could
anyway,
be.
So with Endeavor, I think it was like, his time is running short. And he had a few other issues. Like I don't know if did he go to rehab or?
Well, I heard backstage he actually smacked Gunther. Oh. And everyone just kind of stood back, and Gunther did nothing, which is a smart thing.
Yeah, because this guy would have just twisted him up.
Riddle is
legit.
Yeah. So, and maybe that's correct. I mean, Dana White is UFC.
Yeah.
And Riddle maybe just had some issues with him.
And he holds a grudge, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, it is a business, so maybe he's like, not. But I mean, I think it's a big loss.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't. People were giving.
I just wish he wore boots. I hated the barefoot.
I know. I don't know why they. This is my only problem with Riddle. People were. I don't know why media. When I say media, I use the term lightly. These Twitterites were all over him when I had my Twitter account, and I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand what he's a good worker.
Yeah, he's great,
and
he transitioned well, and he what adds to him is because he was a high level MMA fighter.
Yeah,
he knows how to make it legit as well. Like, so he knows the flow of how a fight would go, and it's not all ridiculousness and high spots that make no sense and everything else. It's got a good flow. And
now, he had a good flow too. His hair was
fantastic.
Jealous.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever heard of Riddle hurting anybody though?
No,
me neither.
No.
So why? And he was always in a main player spot.
Yeah.
Like they tried to put him with McIntyre.
Yeah.
And what
I didn't like that too much.
No.
I don't know. I think.
But they're trying because like it's hard to replace a Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Who could stone face him, and Orton was, and I think that RK Bro was.
Yeah, it was good.
Here's our nurse PJ Cat.
The cat, yeah. There's a wiener dog running around here somewhere too. I think she got downstairs. She's not eating the cat food. So.
Okay.
But with Riddle though, I think it would have been cool if maybe they gave him a different getup and maybe made him like some kind of a monster heel that was just like kind of like a male Shayna Baszler, but a better wrestler,
Yeah.
And just I think that might have maybe prolonged him there because the bro thing was cool, but it was kind of goofy and it's campy and
it's kind of Bill and Ted-esque.
Yeah.
And once it's over, it's
you couldn't go to. I don't think that persona would work as a heel.
No,
it would just be, and then he would have just damaged his career even more. So
so I think he's going to be a loss for them. I think
see who gets picked up because it looks like AEW isn't doing too great. Like, from what I've seen on the internet's.
Not even started with AEW.
Yeah,
it's painful.
I saw the highlight of that with the ref that we never rip on, and I guess the 3 count that.
Oh, I know.
And then he made it look like brutal. Like
it's so obvious, and then There was a recent chair shot on Daniel Bryan. Where,
he didn't even hit him.
He didn't even hit him.
Yeah, that angle. And then somebody called him out on it, and then he chirped the fan. Well, it's garbage. Like,
yeah.
And on TV, that's probably the angle they would have showed because they're idiots.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Like, you can't, like, what happened? So, again, why take a swing sideways?
Yeah.
Take a swing overhand and hit him above the knee.
Yeah.
Right on the post.
Yeah.
Like, it.
Yeah. Or if you know the camera, so the camera's in front, so it's catching like the back of the pole. Then at least it might have looked. Yeah. Oh, in a quick second, it would have looked like he smashed his leg good.
But you still have 104 fans behind that shot. So why not? Like, even Shinsuke took a shot last week at oh boy, whose knee was it? And same thing. Mm-hmm. He kind of readjusted because he saw the camera behind him.
Yeah.
And he made it look like he hit him.
Yeah. But at least he did that.
I know.
And there's a difference between a WWE level and for some AEW.
Sure.
Level, so.
Not all AEW.
But I like Ricky Starks. I'd love to see him in WWE. Yeah. He's a great worker, but that just was a unfortunate spot.
It was ugly.
Yeah.
So next on my list of released guys that I have is Top Dollar.
Yeah.
Top Dollar kind of went and whined on social media.
Oh, okay.
Again, he likes to play the race card, which this is my only thing. He's not a loss.
No.
I don't think he's a loss for WWE. No. But this is all I'm saying is if you ever want to go back, like this is not just now Vince you're dealing with.
No.
You got to deal with a whole new game. So why would you be so stupid as to badmouth where you just left?
And if he would have paid any attention, who the heck did they call out? They said, they should look at signing this guy. Oh, no, it was somebody that was dead.
Oh.
And I wish I remembered what it was.
Yeah.
So, and they said, we should. And they're like, no, he died. And they're like,
oh boy. Yeah, I don't understand the badmouth thing of Vince or
I didn't read that
yet, and
that's too bad.
I just
because he did a lot for him. Like they let him do that A&E show with the treasures. He did the first season anyway, and he wasn't bad on there. And then it looks like he lost a bunch of weight to try and make something happen.
It just wasn't working. So he's an NFL guy. I think he was Miami Dolphins.
I can't remember
for some reason.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna go, here's a professional athlete.
Yeah.
Now I don't recall hearing and looking that he went on badmouth Miami when he was released.
No.
Right?
No.
Because you don't want to burn that bridge just in case.
That's good money.
But he should be smart enough to know that in the NFL, and you're a bigger NFL guy than I am. Mm-hmm. If you're not performing in the NFL, you're out.
You're gone. Yeah.
Right? So he should understand the performance isn't what they're looking for right now. You're gone.
Yeah.
He's dead weight.
Yeah.
And Endeavor's cleaning some house.
Yeah.
Dead weight.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's a loss.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that he finds somewhere like to tour around and do stuff.
Yeah, well, he'll go to AEW and they'll team him with Keith Lee.
Yeah. We'll see how much they can eat in the back.
Yeah.
All right. So who's on your list next?
Number one here, they got Mustafa Ali, which I was surprised because it looked like they were giving him a little bit of a little push with NXT and I mean those Saudi Arabia shows. Yeah. But he.
I don't think he's a loss. No, and you know
not a huge loss, but I mean he was good. And it looked like he was willing to do whatever. So
there's another guy who I guess I just don't like whiners.
Yeah.
Right? Where he whined.
Well, I got him mixed up with Mansoor. I didn't know if he whined, but the Mansoor he was kind of classy.
Yeah, he was good about it. So. And he could be a loss. He could be.
Yeah.
Because that male model thing is garbage.
Yeah.
But he can work.
Well, I read somewhere that they interviewed LA Knight about that, and he said that Vince loved it.
Yeah.
So that was just another Vince creation, like stupid.
Yeah. So Ali, if you remember back when we were doing our beginning of our show, he was whining that he wanted out.
Oh, okay.
Well, guess what?
Yeah.
You're out.
You're out. Yeah.
Go.
Okay.
He was ticked off before and complaining on social media that they won't release me, they won't let me go and do my thing.
He probably had a hookup with AEW at the time when they were doing good, and they're like, nope.
and of course Vince, like being, he owns you.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go and bitch, I'll just keep you.
Yeah.
Right. He punished him by keeping him and not doing anything on TV.
No.
So I don't think he's a loss in the sense of
attitude, but work. He's a good worker.
Yeah, work. He's a good. Yeah, he is good.
Next one, Boogs. Rick Boogs.
There's a story behind Boogs that he said he will talk about it. I guess they have that 90-day no clause.
Yeah.
But he gave a hint on his about something political backstage view.
Oh.
And he figures that he was let go for that reason.
Oh, okay.
My thought process is he was the comedy act.
Yeah.
And I don't think Endeavor likes the comedy acts. Yeah.
Maybe that's another reason they got rid of Riddle.
And well, there, I never thought of that. Yeah, so that's a good point. Yeah, so now we get rid of Boogs, but Boogs just came off that big injury too, his knee.
Yeah.
So maybe Endeavor says, listen,
you're a liability.
You're a liability right now, and we're not gonna. I think Boogs is a loss because I think he was
had a lot
starting
of potential.
to huge.
And he was good powerhouse. He gives you
promos were funny.
Yeah.
Like
again,
I like you and I both kind of like some humor, but
I'm Boogsing out. And he just like it worked for him though.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, that campiness worked for that character, and for another reason, I didn't mind it because I hate all that goofy kind of. I liked it when I was younger watching wrestling. And now I don't like it, but for some reason I liked it with him. I don't know what it is.
You know why? I think he reminds you, and like me, he reminds me of like a jacked up, even further version of Rick Rude.
Yeah.
He's got the stash. He's got the hair.
He looks. I look at him, and for some reason I keep seeing Rick Steiner.
So, yeah, that
I don't know
be,
why. Just that the stature and everything like that. Yeah, and with wearing the the singlet.
I liked him. I think he's going to be a loss just for that. Like he did have the talent.
Yeah.
Let Endeavor play him, but I think I don't know if it's who knows? Political backstage. Dana White again.
Yeah.
Right. If you're not,
I don't know how much he has to say with WWE. Like, because he's got the UFC part of it. But I just think what I read something about the Riddle thing might have been related to that.
Yeah, it could be. So. Yeah. So all right,
another guitar guy, Elias.
Oh. You know what? You and I both loved Elias.
Yeah.
He was a great worker.
He was a great worker.
He was huge.
Yeah, when he was Ezekiel. I really liked that when he came with the tassels. Me and my brother were talking about him, and we thought, why don't they do something with him where he's just like the complete throwback late 80s, early 90s wrestler, and he could come out every week and do like a tribute to it. Like he's got the tassels, he's Ultimate Warrior, and he does a warrior type match, and then he comes out with some Macho Man, does those kinds of moves. And,
if you're going to do that, you already have an LA Knight.
Yeah.
Who everybody's complaining about that he's too much Stone Cold-ish. He's sounding like The Rock. It works. Who cares?
Who cares?
But that's the other reason. So, like, with Boogs and out or whatever, once you get a catchphrase, you're in.
Yeah.
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 Right? So,
but he's had that forever. It just finally started to work for him.
I know. So, and he's not a bad wrestler.
No.
So, get off LA Knight for... Yeah. So, what if he's kind of copied someone? Everyone's copied someone.
Yeah. Well, if you listen to Shelton Benjamin doing his interviews for a while there, he sounded like the tone, the cadence was all very rock.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it.
So,
and he got released. Too.
I know. So let's just play Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah.
At this point in the game, I don't think
he's had a good run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been there for a long time. Okay, here's
still looked good, but
looked amazing.
Yeah, and he could still work.
He was almost 50.
He's got to be. Yeah.
Close to, and he's never changed his. He's always worked hard and looked good.
Yeah.
But I mean, he looks young. I mean, good for him. He's got the good genes there, but good genetics. Here's one. Let's go on. That the media was angry. Ric Flair was pissed off. Exactly. Ziggler.
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler.
I think that was a bad move.
You do?
I think he could step into AEW and be a top contender right away.
But not WWE.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked him. I really liked. I was a big fan.
Okay, so you like him.
Yeah.
But let's just go back to Hulk Hogan, how Vince worked it.
Mm-hmm.
Asses in the seats.
Yeah.
Didn't bring him.
No.
So.
Yeah. But really, is anybody right now putting him?
Yeah. Well, I think Sammy and Kevin are doing okay.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the acknowledge me garbage. But
Jay
the merch,
is huge.
Yeah.
And of course, Roman Reigns his reign keeps ticking up, and he's not even around.
He hasn't even been on TV. Hasn't had a match. When was the last match? How many?
Who cares?
Yeah,
he's terrible.
Yeah, like I said, I refuse to acknowledge that belt.
So. No, it's garbage. It's such a shame.
And I'm hoping Endeavor does something with that too.
Yeah,
I think they had to do cuts because it's just too much.
Oh yeah.
For the amount for the TV they have, even though they have a fair amount of TV time, that's still too. They still have too big of a roster to keep them relevant and just like you said, dead weight.
The best thing that I've seen. Now, did you happen to see the SmackDown where Rock came back?
I caught it after.
Yeah. So I don't think there's been a hotter spot on TV in the last 5 years than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like anyone
that was with Austin Theory, right?
That was with Austin
I did
Theory.
See it. Yeah, I saw highlights.
And I don't think anybody in that crowd, they must have just put him under a cover and brought him in.
Yeah.
Because that place went nuts.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing of that night was, I don't know who wrote the bit. It might have been Theory when he looks at McAfee.
Yeah.
And of course, McAfee, why he wears a muscle shirt, I have no idea because he's a dweeb.
Yeah.
So Austin Theory gives the pose.
Yeah.
And he says, and you, why are you even wearing a tank like that? He goes, with me, I look like a Greek god. You look like you should be flipping fries. To me, that is such an old school promo.
Yeah.
Like super clean, mega heel.
Yeah.
Like a mega heel hit.
Yeah.
And then when The Rock came in, of course, Theory takes the best bumps, and then he's willing to take one for Dingledorf McAfee. But yeah, so anyway, to me, that was the best SmackDown moment. The rest of the show is but the best moment. Like, it just goes to show you the old guys know how to do it, right? Yeah. So
I just wonder though, like I know Cody's wife was whining on the internet about that, about The Rock coming back, but I kind of agree with her. Like, it looked like they were kind of setting up, like at the beginning, Cody was going to come in and maybe dethrone Roman Reigns, and then and typical WWE, the way they've been booking stuff lately, which by the way, their finishes are just, I can't even watch it. Like oh, if it's a faction, okay, the finish is going to be a run-in. And
always,
like I think they just got a wheel they spin and it just and it just says run in on it.
It's our randomizer,
and it always their randomizer. Every answer is run in.
Yeah,
okay, they get a monkey in the back that hits the button and run in. It's so frustrating. You got really good match and then run in. Oh, dirty Dom. Oh, interference run-ins. I'm tired of that.
And here's my other thing that I don't like, and maybe it's just me. I don't think Becky Lynch should win an NXT title.
No, why?
And I don't think Dom should win an NXT title. No. But I did say this to somebody, and they were like, ooh, that's interesting. If you have to go down to win an NXT title, then you don't come back up until you lose that title in NXT.
And there's no reason Becky should have had to go down.
No.
So. But getting back to what I was saying about like Brandy Rhodes, like she had a good point, though. So now all of a sudden they bring in The Rock, and then that's probably good. So they're probably building up to The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, and then
I got another theory.
Okay.
Don't forget, Rock just went with his stupid garbage charity shit with Oprah.
Yeah.
And people were all over him on that.
Yeah.
So in my mind, Rock makes the phone call and says, hey, do you need me to come in and do an angle? Because he wants to prove he's still popular.
Yeah.
That's what I think it was.
Yeah, no, I need some baby face time.
Yeah, I think it was a Band-Aid.
The internet's healing me out. So.
Yeah, I don't think...
Yeah. Who knows?
I hate to say this, and when I saw him, I almost felt sad. Because to me, he's The Rock.
Yeah.
And he's looking old.
Yeah.
Like, he's looking old in the face. Like, the body doesn't look old.
No.
But his face is looking old, right?
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of old, like, what's Hogan? 70 now.
Yeah.
He still doesn't look old.
No, and he just married a 44-year-old.
But there's hope for me.
Yeah.
I know Pliss is trying to set me up with every famous person.
Why not? You never know. It might work.
Brooke Hogan. Please, Brooke Hogan.
Yeah.
Next on our list.
Okay. There was Aaliyah, whatever. Yeah, she hadn't been around for a while. Riddick Moss.
That's a loss.
That's a huge loss. Because I didn't like the Madcap Moss thing, but the work was great. So when he was with Baron Corbin, I kind of liked they had their little feud. That was good. But him as a worker, And
he looks good.
His look, his work, everything.
Here's a funny thing about him. He doesn't look big, like big.
Yeah.
Compared to the guys. And then when I saw him live, I'm like, holy crow, this guy he's a big man.
Oh yeah.
Like he's big. But there's another guy. He classed out, man.
Yeah.
He on his exit, he went online and he goes, hey, I'm no longer an employee of WWE. He said, all right, how did he worded it something like a very classy way of being released.
Yeah.
My time is done now. And they're like, I'm moving up kind of thing. And he was super classy. He said, you know what? So-and-so said, oh, when you move up or something. And he goes, hey, my pay scale tripled.
Yeah.
The minute I moved up.
Yeah.
And he said, moving back down wasn't that bad.
And Mansoor said the same thing.
Yeah.
Like he said, I've never seen so much money in my life. I've paid off my mortgage. I bought this for my family. Yeah. I'm thankful.
And you and I have said this. Okay, well, okay, it's almost like a hockey player.
Yeah.
Well, so let me get this straight. You're going to pay me $8 million to sit in a press box.
Yeah.
Bring me the popcorn.
Yeah.
Right?
Okey doke.
Yeah. So I sort of respected the way he came about and said, on to new things. And he said something about indie circuit. Yeah, something about the indie circuit. Get ready to back the Brinks truck up. Because he's got a name now.
Danny Duggan, book him.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
People have actually been seeing on Facebook. Is there any chance of this guy? There's always of course, there's always a chance.
Yeah. Danny's he's got good answers because we know he's being sarcastic. Like
but you never know.
No,
like, and the talent that CWE brings in, like, it would not surprise me if we see a couple of these guys come through. So.
If there's anything CWE does right, it's bringing in the good talent.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, even though he's an older legend, he just had the Mountie.
Yeah, but it looks like it was great.
Yeah,
like the fan interaction and everything like that and that's what you want.
Yeah,
like,
So good job. To me, Danny is the top show here in our territory.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Next release.
Emma.
Who?
Emma.
Who's that?
This girl. Here, I'll show you the picture. She's but she had I think it was her. She had a kind of a funny one. I think she's Australian, and she had just made a tweet about, I'm so excited about WWE coming to Australia. Blah 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 blah. Hoping to be on this card, and then I don't know, within the hour, oops, never mind. Just found out I've been released.
Just kind of funny that she played it that way.
Funny. That's all about her. Okay, we got Ziggler here. Daba Kato, who cares? That he was coming out with when what's his name there? I can't remember his name. He was the Intercontinental Champ for a while. He was pretending to be Nigerian. Apollo. No.
Yeah. The General.
This is the General Aziz.
Aziz.
Yeah,
he's out.
Dana Brooke they released.
Yeah.
Which, okay.
No big deal.
Yeah. Mansoor. Yeah. Yep. Mace. Yeah. Beat it. So Quincy Elliott, I think we talked about. So Shanky, no more fancy Bungra dancing. So, but he looked horrible.
Yeah, Shanky was brutal.
I don't know who this one is. Never heard of. Ike Manjiro, the guy with the stupid jackets that would come out, and he was an NXT guy. Yeah, he wrestled in like a sports coat and it all had different. Yeah.
Here's my other one. Why is Jinder Mahal still there?
Yeah.
Like,
release him. I think he's just a manager right now.
Is he?
Still, if they're cutting.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know. I like him as a manager. I like that tag team. I think it's kind of funny what they're doing because they're trying to make him like these big monster heels, and they're just squashing jobbers. So,
who else was doing that for a while? Squashing the job. Oh, Viking Raiders.
Yeah.
Why bother? We know they should be going through whoever.
Oh yeah, no, that whole tag team thing. Yeah. No, that's pretty much the list. There's some people I've never heard of on there. So one thing I do want to mention though, and which was nice to see, Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
He had a really good post where he was talking about. He's like, hey, don't think of it as an ending. Think of it as a beginning. Like, because since he got released,
he's huge.
He's huge, and he's a picture of him. He's got like 10 belts that he has right now, and. I thought it was a good move on his part to just kind of. It's not the end. It sucks right now, especially the younger guys that they're their first time. And he's like, don't worry about it, And they're always got room for guys. Like they got this big chop right now. There's going to be more, I'm sure. I wouldn't be surprised another 20, 30 more.
Okay, so let's just because my little wheel's spinning, right?
Yeah.
If you want to finish your sentence,
no, that's all I was going to say. I just thought it was a classy move.
I think that's, and you know what? That's an important thing for young guys to learn. Like. Yeah. Just because WWE or Endeavor or whoever said no, let's take a look at LA Knight.
TKO.
Yeah. Let's look at just LA Knight.
He's been grinding for how long? He's like almost 40. I think.
know.
And
so
he finally got it.
It's never there.
Batista wasn't Batista.
He was another one.
He was another one that was up in
there.
name.
But hey, you know what? That's good on Cardona to. Yeah. And I'm sure there's going to be guys he'll phone and say, hey, listen, if you need a spot, I'll get you a tryout here and help you out or whatever. Like he seems like that kind of guy that.
You'll be taking a pizza cutter from Nick Gage, but hey, whatever. It's work.
So if you're gonna release, like let's take a shot here.
Yeah.
The next round of releases that may be a name we know.
I read somewhere that Karrion Kross was released, but I haven't seen anything for sure. So
that would be a loss.
So
again.
if he went, then that would mean Scarlett would be gone too. Which I mean, she doesn't wrestle, but at least she's good in the corner. That'd be a huge loss.
Yeah, so. I think.
And I don't like how there's a guy that could be huge. And they're just not using him. Maybe it's politics again because he is very conservative and he was very anti-needle thing back when all that garbage was going on. So maybe that's what's holding him back. So,
could be. Yeah, that could be another political thing. But he's a good wrestler. Mm-hmm. So, but again, he might be in that category of Riddick Moss.
Yeah.
In Endeavor's eyes.
Yeah.
Going, this guy, when he's on TV, I walk away. Mm. That's sort of how I got that. I'm starting to look at it. Like everybody we named, do you watch the match? Mm-hmm. And that's how I was thinking about these releases.
There was a few that, I would watch. So.
And we went through them.
Yeah.
Like when Moss was on, when he was back as he just came in as Riddick Moss.
Yeah.
I watched him, and he was dark match guy, but he still is great at what he does. So it's just finding that niche for these guys. And
I could see somebody like Omos getting released. Because they don't really have anything for him.
Nothing.
I actually put him in a feud with Gunther. because at least two taller guys, like So.
And that's I hope they don't release any of the Imperium guys.
No,
because they're too good together.
Yeah.
And the three of them are amazing.
Yeah.
Like it's a good trio. There's your faction that you don't even think of them as a faction, really.
No.
Because Gunther rarely has any outside interference.
No.
So
yeah, because he keeps it professional. So.
He does.
Apparently there was a fourth guy at one time, but somebody had asked on the internet, said, wasn't there a fourth guy? And they talked about him, but I don't think he was anything big. So,
I think he was on a lot of steroids, that guy, and they called him Adolf Zittler.
But, yeah.
I'm kidding, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, he wasn't on steroids. So yeah, that's our.
Who else would be? Okay. Oh, you're cutting it down. Okay.
Well, no. I'm just gonna say we're pretty much wrapping here.
Okay, sorry.
But
I've been on in a few weeks.
Well, that's not my fault.
I know. I got a new shift at work. Back to doing real work.
Again, you're gonna have
hiding in an office. I gotta be out there.
You're gonna have to make some time. I got Sundays and Mondays. That's it.
Well, I'm on shift work now. I'm 3 days on, 3 days off. So.
Well, you better make your 3 days one a Sunday or a Monday. Yeah. Let me make a phone call.
Yeah.
But I can't think of like any main players that might go. I could honestly see like a Viking Raider.
Yeah.
Lose Valhalla.
Yeah, get rid of her.
There's no use for her being there. If they're looking for money saving.
She's apparently a decent singles wrestler, but they're not letting her wrestle. So, and unfortunately, too, even Maxine Dupree, she can't wrestle. They got to stop putting her in the ring. Brutal.
She's good eye candy though.
Yeah, but she's so brutal in the ring. Well, she just needs she needs some NXT time. And you know what I was thinking though? Maybe with Becky going and getting that belt, maybe it could have just been for her legacy. So she has won all the belts.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they're going to shut down NXT.
That could be her Grand Slam.
Yeah, so she can be like the true Grand Slam and.
Yeah. Oh, no, I never thought of that. That's a good. Yeah, that's the only belt she never had, right?
Yeah.
So it's like Sheamus with the IC.
Yeah,
he's never had that. So
so maybe it's something like that. Maybe they're doing and they're looking at shutting her down. So
I could. You're not gonna like this one.
What's that?
I could see a Miz getting released.
Oh, so could I.
Yeah, because he's literally just jobbing out to everybody.
Yeah, he's putting guys over, which is good. But I mean, they'd be like, okay, well, do we need that?
But that's what I mean. So when I see Miz now, and he's like challenging, okay, Vader, I'm going to take you on next week. I already know Vader's going over.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's just like you said with the run-ins. We already know.
Yeah. As soon as it's Judgment Day, okay, it's going to be some kind of interference.
Yeah.
Oh, Bloodline. Oh, okay, big surprise. Like garbage. So
I'd
like to see them do like a big cut down, maybe have like a roster of 25, 30 guys at the most. And it's like, okay, this is it. And they're fighting for their spot. I think it's going to bring the quality up a lot. Yeah. It should be a lot less botches because it's like you're fighting for your job every time you go out there. And for the fan, it's going to be, it's going to suck for them.
But, and I know
because the work.
We're going to have Paul Fontaine back on.
Oh, great.
Because Paul's connected a lot to this UFCs and the fights group. So we're going to have Paul on in the next couple weeks. And I want to see what he says because I know once before when we talked about TV times, like I think Raw could get cut down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 3 hours. I can't make it through 3 hours. It's just. Mind you though, in 3 hours they should actually make it 8 hours so maybe we can get 6 matches because it's all junk.
But what you just said, if you make another cut and keep the roster at 20 to 30, and just put a lot more wrestling on TV and cut those ridiculous 22-minute promos out, that could.
That guy's spitting for 10 hours. So.
Cody Rhodes is ridiculous. Yeah, and I don't like him coming out in a suit. Sorry,
no,
it just doesn't make any sense to me. But and then his action figure is apparently overpriced too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't look at it. You know, when I was on my trip, I looked for you. I couldn't find anything. So.
Oh, this is okay.
I did find a Brother Love though for Masked Man Mark.
Masked Man Mark.
Yeah.
Brother.
I almost bought one for myself. I grabbed it. I went to pay for it, and it was marked right like it was like $12, $13. So I was like, shoot, I should have got one for I got nowhere to put them up because Lady Vader still has banished my toys to the basement.
She's the Iron Fist.
Yeah, gross. But, so it would have been cool to have that, but I didn't. Maybe next time.
We're so dead.
All
right. Well, you know what, Vader? You've had a lot of time to recover.
I'm not that. I can't.
You have to.
I'm still recovering from my surgery.
No, and listen, if you can go on a trip and on a boat, and I didn't
go on a boat. I went to the Ark Encounter. And the Creation Museum in Kentucky, both great attractions.
Isn't that a boat?
It is a ship. There's a difference there. Nope. I can't dance anymore.
That's it?
All my boogie's gone.
Okay. Well,
you gotta dance.
No, I'm
shaking.
No.
Oh, yeah.
White man can't
machine.
Dance. No,
there it goes.
There's no machine dance.
Left cheek, right cheek, both cheeks.
What What is this? The workout video? The machine workout video. Yeah. So that's good. So that's our welcome back.
That was my Quincy Elliott twerk into the oldies coaching video.
To release or not to release. Yeah. So until next time, I know you've been doing it, so keep kicking out, buddy.
Thanks.
We'll see you again.
Bye, everyone.